Welcome! We are going to read another book today. It is called Teeny Tiny by Jill Bennett and Tommy De Paola. It is so good. I read this to my kids all the time. Are you ready for me to read it? Great. Let's read with Super Sister Hawks. That's me. Okay. Ooh, you ready? Ooh, the first page just shows her picture. Teeny Tiny, retold by Jill Bennett. Pictures by Tommy De Paola. Once upon a time, there was a teeny tiny woman who lived in a teeny tiny house in a teeny tiny village. One day, this teeny tiny woman put on her teeny tiny hat and went out of her teeny tiny house to take a teeny tiny walk. When the teeny tiny woman had gone a teeny tiny way, she came to a teeny tiny gate. So the teeny tiny woman opened the teeny tiny gate and went into a teeny tiny churchyard. In the teeny tiny churchyard, she saw a teeny tiny bone on a teeny tiny grave, and the teeny tiny woman said to her teeny tiny self, "This teeny tiny bone will make some soup. Teeny tiny soup for my teeny tiny supper." And so the teeny tiny woman took the teeny tiny bone from the teeny tiny grave and put it in her teeny tiny pocket and went back to her teeny tiny house. When the teeny tiny woman got to her teeny tiny house, she was a teeny tiny bit tired. So she went up to her teeny tiny stairs. And put the teeny tiny bone in her teeny tiny cupboard and got into her teeny tiny bed. When the teeny tiny woman had been asleep for a teeny tiny while, she was awakened by a teeny tiny voice from the teeny tiny cupboard, which said, "Give me my bone! Give me my bone!" And the teeny tiny woman was a teeny tiny bit frightened, so she hid in her teeny tiny head under the teeny tiny bedclothes and went to sleep again. And when she had slept a teeny tiny time, the teeny tiny voice cried out again from the teeny tiny cupboard, a teeny tiny bit louder, "Give me my bone!" This made the teeny tiny woman a teeny tiny bit more frightened. So she hid her teeny tiny head a teeny tiny bit further under the teeny tiny big bedclothes. And when the teeny tiny woman had been asleep again for a teeny tiny time, the teeny tiny voice from the teeny tiny cupboard said a teeny tiny bit louder, "Give me my bone!" The teeny tiny woman was a teeny tiny bit more frightened, but she popped her teeny tiny head out of the teeny tiny bedclothes, and she said in her loudest teeny tiny voice, "Take it!" So they did. And that's the back. And that was Teeny Tiny. Thank you for reading this teeny tiny book with me, Teeny Tiny Super Sister Hawks. I am teeny tiny bit excited that you came to my channel and listened to me read books. And go to my teeny tiny YouTube channel to hear more books. And I want to say a teeny tiny thank you. Bye! Bye!